In this video, you're going to learn how to write the equation of a line in point slope form, just given 2 points. So the first thing we have to do is find the slope. You know how to find the slope based off the slope equation. So I have my 2 points. Remember, we like to set it up first with the subtraction and the divisions, just because we won't miss any negatives. We have our y's, -1 minus -4, all over our x's, -5 minus -9. Double negative here becomes positive, making that a 3. Double negative becomes positive, -5 plus 9 is 4. So my slope is 3/4. Second step says choose one of the 2 points given and use that one. It does not matter. I'm just always going to use the first one for the most part. So we know point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this is the form we're writing it in. We're replacing the m with the m we're given, and then our y1 and our x1 gets replaced with our y1 and our x1 over there. So y minus a -4 equals our slope x minus our x of -9. Now we skipped this step yesterday, but this becomes a positive, this becomes a positive, so our final answer is y plus 4 equals 3/4 x plus 9. And that is your equation of the line. All right, we're going to keep going through a couple more examples. Set it up. -8 minus 4, -6 minus 9. -8 minus 4 is -12. -6 minus 9 is -15. Double negative becomes positive, but then we can also divide both of these numbers by 3. So now we have 4/5 as our slope. Okay, I'm just going to take the first point. I'm leaving the formula right there for you. Y minus y1 equals our slope x minus x1, and that's our equation of the line. Same thing for the next one. 2 minus 8 equals -8 minus -6. -6 all over double negative makes that a -2. That just is 3. Still going to use my first point. Y minus 8 equals 3. X plus 6, opposite of what the point is there. Next one, -8 minus 1, -4 minus 2, -9 over -6, double negatives cancel, divide both by 3, 3 over 2. Still using the first point, and that is your final answer. You can try the next one by yourself, and then just go to the answer. Okay. Special cases at the bottom. When you take the slope of this line, 8 minus -3 all over 3 minus 3, 11 over 0. We can never divide anything by 0, so our slope is undefined. Okay, making it a straight up and down line, which is an x equals, and you notice, or you should notice, that your x's are the same, so your line is just x equals 3. Next one, -5 minus a -5 all over 9 minus a -4, 0 all over 13. I have 0 on the numerator, which means my slope is 0. So if you were to try to write it in point slope form, it would look like this. We would never put the 0 at the front. It's just a weird thing to do. But it means our line is horizontal like this, constantly y. Y equals -5 is our actual equation of the line. And we'll notice that -5 is there. Okay? All right. Next page is converting between the 2 forms. You're solving it for y just like we do in standard form. First step is to distribute the slope into the parentheses. So y minus 4 equals 1/2 x. And then 1/2 times -6. A half of -6 is -3. In case you don't see it, we multiply across. -6 over 2, which gets me -3. Now, solving for y, I add 4 over. Its like term is a -3. Y equals 1/2 x plus 1. That is your equation in slope-intercept form. Your slope is a half in case you ever were asked. Your b is 1. Okay, but this is the final answer. Same thing for the next few. Distribute the -3 in. -3x plus 12. Subtract 6 to its like term on the other side. And that is your equation of the line. The next one's a little trickier because it's going to leave us with a fractional amount there. So when I subtract 3 to that 3/2, I need to have a like denominator. So if I put it over 2, I need 6 as my numerator. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then when you subtract the 2, you get -3 halves. So y equals 3/2 x minus 3/2. Okay. 3, you want it over 2, so you needed to times by 2 to get 2, times by 2 to get 6. That's where my 6/2 are coming in there. Distribute the -2 in. Y minus 2 equals -2x plus 4. Add 2 to its like term. Y equals -2x plus 6. There's technically a little invisible 1 there, so when you distribute 1 in, it's just x minus 2. Add 3. Y equals x plus 1. And that is your equation of the line in slope-intercept form. All right, the back side is word problems. For word problems, to be able to put them in point-slope form, you need 2 points, because then we just find the slope, or you have the point and the slope. For the sake of time, I'm going to skip over number 1, and I'm going to jump to 2. So 2, a salesperson makes $31,500 if she sells 10 items, and then $33,750 if she sells 25 items. I have 2 points here. I have 1 point. I'm going to put the 10 first because the 31,500 depends on the 10. So 10s are independent item. And our second one is 25, and then 37,500. So now this looks like the first page we did, where I need to set it up and find the slope. So 33750 minus 31500, 25 minus 10. When you do the math, you get 2,250 all over 15, which ends up equaling 150. So our slope is 150. We do not care which point you use or which information you use. I'm going to use the first one. This is our y. That's our x, just like we had over here. Y minus 31500 equals 150 times x minus 10. And that's your equation of the line. You don't have to convert it if you don't want. They don't ask you to, just leave it there. The next one says, how much would you make for 35 items? Remember, that's your x value. So in the second part, you're replacing your x with 35. So y minus 31,500 equals 150 times 35 minus 10. And then we get y minus 31,500 equals 150 times 25. You can distribute. I think it's easier to just simplify that math there. From there, 150 times 25 is 3,750. When I add this over to get y by itself, y equals, let's see, plus 31500, $35,250. All right, one more. Marty is spending money at the average rate of $3 per hour. So our slope here is -3. He's spending the money, so he's losing $3 a day. After 14 days, he has $68. There's my point, 1468. Days, we talked about before, is always your x value, always your independent variable. It goes first. So now when I write it, y minus 68 equals -3 times x minus 14. That's your equation of the line. Now, he wants to know how much money he began with. So the money he began with would be his starting amount, day 0. So, 2 ways you can do it. Starting amount is just really your y-intercept of b. So we can convert it, or we can do day 0. I'm going to do day 0 first and then convert it so you can see. So y minus 68 equals -3 times 0 minus 14. Y minus 68 equals -3 times -14. And we just keep simplifying. This is multiplication, which gets me 42. Add 68. Y equals 110. So that would be the starting amount of money. Now, if I converted it instead, I took the equation from part A and I converted it because it's our starting amount of money, it's our y-intercept. Okay, distributed it in, added 68, starting amount, same as our answer right there. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. So if you have any questions, we'll go over this. I'll put the answer to the first one on here too, on the answer key if you need it. Come see me during Smart Lunch tomorrow if you need extra help.